Hello everyone, welcome to the video lecture of Gradually Varied Flow Profiles. In this video, we will discuss different types of GVF profiles that produce in the channel. In GVF profiles, water surface elevation changes gradually over a long length of the channel. Look at these sketches to get some idea about how these profiles are produced in the channel. In this figure, the GVF profile is produced due to the obstruction like dam or wire in the channel. In this, the profile is produced due to sudden drop in the channel bed. Here, due to introduction of slice gate. In this case, the profile is produced due to sudden change in the bed slope in the channel. So this was the brief introduction of GVF profile. Now let's understand the classification of these profiles in detail. One thing we should keep in mind that the differential equation of GVF that we are going to use for the classification of GVF profiles has one limitation, that it is applicable only for prismatic channel. So this classification is applicable only for prismatic channel. The question is, what is prismatic channel? Prismatic channels are those channels in which cross-sectional area of channel remains constant throughout the length of the channel. In prismatic channel, without any obstruction or break in grade, the flow will be uniform. And the discharge equation for this case means, in case of uniform flow in prismatic channel, the discharge equation will be Q is equal to 1 by N A R to the power 2 by 3 S naught to the power 1 by 2. This is the Manning's equation to find discharge in uniform flow. In this equation, N is rugosity coefficient or roughness coefficient, A is the area of flow, R is hydraulic radius or hydraulic mean depth, S naught is the bed slope of the channel. In this equation, if Q, N and S naught are constant, then the Y naught, that is the normal depth of flow, will be constant. Means this will be a fixed value. For this prismatic channel, we can also find out YC, that is the critical depth. This is the depth at which specific energy is minimum. This is also a constant value. For this prismatic channel, Y naught may be greater than YC, it may be less than YC, or may be equal to YC. So in this way, there are three possible relations between Y naught and YC. The first one is Y naught is greater than YC, Y naught is less than YC, and Y naught is equal to YC. Further, there are two cases where Y naught does not exist. That is, when the channel bed is horizontal, means S naught is equal to 0, and when the channel has an adverse slope, means S naught is equal to negative. In this case, the Y naught will not exist. Based on these relations, the channels are classified into 5 categories: mild slope, steep slope, critical slope, horizontal bed, and adverse slope. For mild slope, we use symbol capital M. Characteristic condition is Y naught is greater than YC, means in this case the normal depth of flow is greater than critical depth of flow, and for this condition the flow is classified as subcritical flow. Means in mild slope the subcritical flow takes place. For a steep slope, symbol capital S is used, y naught is less than yc, and the flow will be supercritical flow. For critical slope, capital C is used, y naught is equal to yc, critical flow takes place in this channel category. For horizontal bed, S naught is equal to 0, cannot sustain uniform flow. What happens in case of open channel flow? The flow takes place due to gravitational force, and this gravitational force is induced due to the bed slope we provide in the channel. But in case of horizontal bed, due to absence of the bed slope, the gravitational force which is responsible to cause flow is absent. That's why the uniform flow is not possible in this case. Means the depth of flow will not remain constant along the length of the channel. In similar way, for adverse slope, S naught is less than 0, and here also the gravitational force will not active, and it will act in opposite direction. That's why here also the uniform flow is not possible. These are the 5 category of channel. This is mild slope, steep slope, critical slope, this is horizontal bed, this is adverse slope. We know for mild slope, y naught is greater than yc. This line represent normal depth line. This line represent critical depth line. Okay, this is designated as NDL, this is CDL. In similar way, we can draw for steep slope. This is in this case yc is greater than y naught. This line represent critical depth line. This line represent NDL. In similar way, we can draw this NDL and CDL for critical slope. This line will coincide each other because y naught is equal to yc for critical slope. For horizontal slope, y naught does not exist. That's why here NDL is absent. Okay, only CDL we can draw for horizontal bed. In similar way, for adverse slope, NDL will be absent. These lines divide the whole flow space into 3 regions: region 1, region 2, region 3. Region 1 is the space above the topmost line. Region 2 is the space between the top line and the next lower line. And region 3 is the space between second line and the bed. In similar way, here region 1, region 2, region 3. Here region 2 will be absent because NDL and CDL coincide. In horizontal bed, region 1 will be absent. In adverse slope, region 1 will be absent. Depending upon the channel category and region of flow, the water surface profile will have characteristic shapes. Whether a given GVF profile will have an increasing or decreasing water depth in the direction of flow will depend upon the term dy upon dx. This is the differential equation of gradually varied flow, and this is another form of differential equation of GVF in terms of conveyance and section factor. If dy upon dx is positive, then GVF profile will have increasing water depth, and if dy upon dx is negative, then the GVF profile will have decreasing water depth in the direction of flow. Now let's find the conditions for which dy upon dx is positive or negative in terms of depth of flow. Dy upon dx is positive if the numerator and denominator both are having same sign. Means if both are positive, then dy upon dx will be positive, and if numerator and denominator both are having opposite sign, then dy upon dx will be negative. We have to focus this form of differential equation of GVF. Now firstly consider the case when dy upon dx is positive. If numerator is positive and if denominator is positive, then dy upon dx is positive. Numerator is positive when k will be greater than k naught. Okay, if k will be greater than k naught, it means its value will be less than 1 and square of this value will be less than 1, and the numerator will be positive in this case. And in similar way, if z is greater than zc, then this will be less than 1 and square of this will be less than 1. Ultimately the denominator will also be positive. Okay, and dy upon dx is positive for this condition also, if this is negative and this is also negative. So the numerator will be negative when k is less than k naught. If k is less than k naught, means this value will be greater than 1 and the square of this value will be greater than 1, then ultimately numerator will be negative, and in similar way the denominator will also be negative for z less than zc. In similar way, we can find the condition for the negative value of dy upon dx. Okay, when k is greater than k naught, then in this case the value of this will be less than 1 and the value of numerator will be positive, whereas when z is less than zc, when z is less than zc, then in this case the value of this will be greater than 1 and square of this will be greater than 1, and ultimately the value of denominator will be negative. Okay, so it will give you the negative value of dy upon dx. In similar way, this condition also responsible for the negative value of dy upon dx. Now what is conveyance and what is section factor? This k naught is a conveyance for normal depth y naught, and k is conveyance for any given value of depth, okay, y. In similar way, z is the section factor for the critical depth and z is the section factor for any given depth y. Okay. The expression of k is 1 by n a r to the power 2 by 3. Okay, because q is equal to k root over s, okay, where k is conveyance. Conveyance actually represent the discharge with respect to the bed slope. Okay, means what is the effect on discharge when we change the bed slope of the channel? That is nothing but conveyance, and its expression is 1 by n a r to the power 2 by 3. Here in this expression, n is constant and the channel is prismatic, we considered earlier. So the value of k will vary only if we change the depth of flow. So k is ultimately a function of y here. And in similar way, the section factor, the expression of section factor is a root over a upon t. Here also we can conclude that the section factor will vary only if the depth of flow will change. Okay, so now we can find the condition for positive and negative value of dy upon dx in terms of depth of flow. See, k is greater than k naught. It means this is possible only when y is greater than y naught. Okay, here you can see in this equation, when y will increase, k will also increase, and when y will decrease, k will also decrease. In similar way, for section factor also, when y value will increase, then z will also increase, and if y will decrease, then z will also decrease. So z is greater than zc is possible when y is greater than yc. In similar way, for this condition also we can write in terms of depth of flow, k is less than k naught is possible when y is less than y naught, and z is less than zc when y will less than yc. For negative value of dy upon dx also we can write these conditions in terms of depth of flow. Y is greater than y naught and y is less than yc. Y less than y naught and y greater than yc. By combining these we can write y is greater than y naught and y is less than yc. In similar way we can write y is greater than yc and y is less than y naught. So these are the conditions for which dy upon dx is positive in terms of depth of flow, and these are the conditions for which dy upon dx is negative. Okay, if you are given any depth of flow, then what you have to do, you have to compare that depth of flow with normal depth y naught and the critical depth yc. After comparison, you can find whether the GVF profile will have increasing water depth or decreasing water depth based on the value of dy upon dx. Okay, if the value of dy upon dx is positive, means the water GVF profile will have increasing water depth, and if dy upon dx is negative, then the GVF profile will have decreasing water depth. Now if you are given any depth of flow y and channel properties like width of channel, bottom width of channel, side slope, discharge and roughness coefficient, then to draw the GVF profile, first of all you have to find the normal depth y naught from Manning's equation and yc, that is critical depth. Then compare these two depths to find the channel category. Okay, you have to compare y naught and yc, then it will give you the category of channel, whether it is mild slope, steep slope, critical slope, horizontal slope or adverse slope. After defining channel category, you have to compare the given depth with y naught and yc to find whether the profile will have increasing water depth or decreasing water depth. Okay, so these are the conditions to find the increasing water depth or decreasing water depth that we have found just few seconds ago. Dy upon dx will be greater than 0 if y is greater than y naught and y is greater than yc. Y is greater than y naught and y is greater than yc means the profile will have region number 1. Okay, we have to draw the profile in this case in region number 1, and when y is less than y naught and y is less than yc means we have to draw the GVF profile in region number 3. In these regions the dy upon dx is greater than 0 means the profile will have increasing water depth. Okay, so in region number 1 and region number 3 the GVF profile will have increasing water depth. If y is in between y naught and yc means we are talking about region number 2. In this region the profile will have decreasing water depth because dy upon dx is less than 0. Okay, so once we find the region, once we find the channel category and the region of profile, and also we have found the increasing and decreasing water depth of the profile. But one more question is that whether we have to draw the profile in this way or in this way. Okay, means the profile will have convex upward or concave upward. see, both are having increasing water depth. Okay, so which one will be correct, this one or this one? So to find the curvature of the profile, what we have to do, we have to remember 3 points. First one, when y tends to y0, the dy upon dx will tends to 0. What is the differential equation of GVF? dy upon dx is equal to S0 1 minus K0 divided by K whole square divided by 1 minus ZC divided by Z whole square. So when y tends to y0, if y tends to y0, then this k will become k0, and k0 divided by k0 will be 1, 1 minus 1 will be 0, means ultimately dy upon dx will become 0. Okay, it means when water surface approaches to y0, theoretically it should become horizontal, but in reality it become parallel to y0. So in these two curves, which one will be correct? This one or this one? This one will be correct. Okay, this one will be correct, because here we can see this water surface profile is approaching to NDL, then it should become parallel to NDL, means the water surface slope should be approximately equal to 0. This will be wrong. In similar way, if we draw the profile in second zone, we know in the zone number 2 the profile will always having decreasing water depth. Okay, so tell me, this one will be correct or this one will be correct? So from the condition, when the water surface profile approach to NDL, it should become parallel to NDL. So from the condition, this one will be correct and this one is wrong, because it is not making slope nearly to 0 degree. Okay, and this profile is tangential to NDL, means the slope is approximately equal to 0. Now the second condition is y tends to yc, then dy upon dx will become infinite. Now again look at this differential equation. When y become yc, means z will become zc. Zc upon zc will be 1, 1 minus 1 will be 0, then ultimately dy upon dx will approach to infinite. Infinite means the water surface profile will having infinite slope. Is it possible? It is not possible in the flow. The maximum slope the water surface can attain is 90 degree. If it is more than 90 degree, means the water surface is taking U-turn. Okay, that is not possible practically. But remember, while deriving the differential equation of gradually varied flow, we assume that the curvature, the high curvature of the water surface we ignored. Okay, that's why when we draw the GVF profile near the CDL or critical depth line, we start drawing profile from some distance away from the CDL. Means like this we draw the GVF profile. We do not draw the GVF profile in the vicinity of CDL, because in this zone the differential equation is not valid. Okay, so this condition tells that when the profile reaches to CDL or critical depth line, the dy upon dx will become 90 degree. Okay, means the profile will having angle equal to 90 degree. It means in the second zone always the profile will have this shape. Okay, for mild slope. Now the third condition is when y tends to infinite, then dy upon dx will become s naught. If y tends to infinite means the k will become infinite and z will become infinite, and this term will become 0 and this will also be 0, 1 upon 1, then dy upon dx is equal to s naught. Means when the profile approaches to infinite, then the slope of the water surface theoretically should be equal to the slope of bed of channel, but in reality the water surface become horizontal. Okay, means we are talking about this profile. Okay. When the depth of flow approaches to infinite, it become horizontal. Based on this information, the various possible gradually varied flow profiles are grouped into 12 types: M1, M2, M3, S1, S2, S3, C1, C3, S2, S3 and A2, A3. One by one we will look at the shape of each profiles. First of all, we draw the GVA profiles for mild slope. We know in case of mild slope the normal depth is greater than critical depth. Means the CDL is above NDL is above CDL. First of all, we talk about region number 1. In region number 1, the depth of flow will be greater than Y0 and Y0 is greater than YC. And the corresponding profile in region number 1 is designated as M1. What will be the shape of M1? We know that in region number 1, the GVA profile will always have increasing water depth, and the surface profile when approaches to NDL becomes tangential to NDL. Okay, it means the water surface profile should be like this. Okay, and we also know that when the profile approaches to infinite, it becomes horizontal. So this is the shape of M1 profile. In region number 2, the GVA profile will always have decreasing water depth, and near the NDL, when profile reaches to NDL, it is tangential, and when it approaches to CDL, it become 90 degree. Okay, and we know that in the vicinity of CDL the GVF equation is not valid. That's why we draw the GVF profile some distance away from the CDL. So this is the shape of M2. In region number 3, the depth of flow is less than YC and YC is less than Y0. Okay, here the shape of profile will be, in region number 3, the water surface will having increasing water depth. So near the CDL it should be 90 degree, and when it approach to the bed of the channel, it become tangential to the bed. Okay, this is the shape of M3 profile. In similar way, we can draw the profiles for steep slope. In steep slope, the critical depth is greater than normal depth, hence CDL lie above NDL. First of all, we talk about the profile in region number 1. In reason 1, the depth of flow should be greater than Yc and Yc should be greater than Y0. In reason 1, the GVA profile will having increasing water depth, okay, and near CDL the profile will make 90-degree angle, and we draw the GVA profile some distance away from CDL, and when the profile approaches to infinite it become horizontal. So this will be the shape of S1 profile. In reason number 2, the depth of flow should be greater than Y0 and it should be less than Yc. In reason 2, the GVA profile having decreasing water depth, and when it approach to NDL it become tangential. So this will be the shape of S2 profile. In reason number 3, the depth of flow should be less than Y0 and Y0 should be less than Yc. In reason number 3, the water surface profile will having increasing water depth, and near NDL it should be parallel to NDL, and when it approach in this case to the bed it will be having high curvature. That's why we do not draw the profile near the bed in this case. So this is the final shape of S3 profile. For the critical slope also we can draw profile. In this case Y0 is equal to Yc. That's why reason number 2 is absent in this case, and the shape of profile C1 will be in reason 1 it should be having increasing water depth, okay, and when it approaches to infinite it become horizontal, okay. So this will be the shape of C1, and this will in reason number 3 also the water surface profile should have increasing water depth. So this is the shape of C3. For horizontal bed channel, in this case Y0 is undefined. That's why the reason number 1 is absent in this case. In reason number 2, water surface profile should have decreasing water depth, and when it approaches to CDL it become 90 degrees. So this is the shape of H2. And in reason number 3, the surface profile should have increasing water depth, so H3, the shape of H3 will be this one. In adverse slope also we cannot find the normal depth Y0. That's why in this channel reason number 1 is absent, as in the case of horizontal bed channel. So in reason number 2 the shape of profile will be like this, because in reason number 2 the water surface profile will be having a decreasing water depth and it is approaching to CDL. In reason number 3 it should have increasing water depth and it is approaching to CDL. That's why it become 90 degree, okay. So this is the shape of A3 profile. So this was all about gradually varied flow profiles. I think now you can draw the GVA profile for any given depth of flow and channel properties. In case if you have any doubt, you can ask me by writing in comment box. Thank you.